This matchup on Sunday for the Broncos is the most important game of the season so far. This is your Denver Sports Daily for December 13th.
The biggest stories, the latest news. It's Denver Sports Daily.
Right now, the Broncos are getting ready for one of the most, if not the most important matchup of the season. Now, the Broncos take on the Indianapolis Colts this Sunday, and if they can win, they will set themselves up in a really, really good position to clinch a playoff spot. Now, right now, the Broncos are 8-5 and hold the 7th spot in the AFC, while the Colts are 6-7, meaning that if the Broncos can win this weekend, they would have to lose out, and the Colts would need to win out for that spot to be taken. Now, the Broncos aren't looking like they're going to lose out. They have a strong matchup, a strong few matchups coming up in the next few weeks. But right now, the Broncos are rolling, and there's no reason that if they can't win this weekend, they won't win at least one more game for the rest of the season. Now, the Broncos are going into this game as 4-point favorites, coming in off the back of a bye week, which couldn't have come at a more perfect time. They were rolling. They needed a little break. This is this week right here, the past one, I mean, is the best week to get a bye week. I firmly believe that is a perfect time for teams who are rolling, going to get a playoff spot. They need a little break right before that last few 4 games to get in and just have a little bit of rest time. That is exactly what they need right now. And coming in off the back of that, the Broncos are going to come into this game hot. There's no reason that they don't come out and Bo Nix isn't throwing 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, looking like that offensive rookie of the year. He's my offensive rookie of the year. There's no doubt about that. But the Broncos right now are looking so good. If they beat the Colts and they beat the Chargers, they would solidify one of the best comeback seasons that I've ever seen as a Broncos fan, going from one of the worst teams into, oh, okay, we're going into a rebuild this year. And now screw the rebuild. They're in it right now. They're talking playoffs. And the funny thing is, before this season, if you told me that the Broncos were going to end with a winning record and that they would be okay and Bo Nix would look like the guy, I'd be like, that's a winning season. That's a great season. Now, if you told me that the Broncos get a winning record but don't make the playoffs, I'd be like, that's kind of a failure. The Broncos look so good, and now playoffs are the expectation. And when was the last time you were talking about the Broncos and you were going, playoffs are the expectation? And sure, Russ, the playoffs were the expectation, but we all know how Russ was. It wasn't great. It wasn't the right fit, and it didn't work out. Right now with Bo Nix, that's the expectation, and that's what Broncos fans can hope for. Get your hopes up, guys, because this is what we can expect for the next years to come. This is exactly what the Broncos should be expecting from their rookie right now and from him, Bo Nix, moving on for years to come. And it's so exciting to see right now how quickly things can change in a season. Now, along with that news of how good they're doing right now, the Broncos decided to extend that good news in extending left tackle Garett Bolles. Now, yesterday, the Broncos made the deal with Bolles, signing him to a 4-year, $82 million extension. And I know, Bolles lived and died by the holding number 72. He struggled early in his career with the amount of penalties he created, but he turned that around quickly, and he quickly became one of the better tackles in the league. Last year, he had the lowest amount of holding penalties in his career, and this year, he ranks 7th in pass block win rate. It's not often that you find a left tackle as good as Garett Bolles, and he has been the biggest pain in my butt for years. And now I've turned it around on him. I'm very high on how this guy is. He's obviously going to get holding calls. Every lineman is. There's holding on every play. But with the league cracking down on not calling holding as much, he's really kind of stepped up. And sure, that may sound a little, not fair that they're not calling as much and he's doing better. But still, if they're not going to call it, he's going out there and he's playing and he's doing well. He's playing very well. 7th in the pass block win rate. That's great. That's exactly where you want a guy to be. And now they're going to keep him through 2028. And it's just, that's the kind of stuff that you want to see for a rookie quarterback. You want to keep that line around him to grow and grow. And he needs that. Bo needs that. If Bo has those players around him that he's comfortable with, that's going to lead to him more successfully staying in the pocket, knowing exactly what his internal clock is to get out and make throws. That's what you want to see with a rookie quarterback. Build the pieces around him. Thank you. Thank you for building around him. That's all that I can say on that, because that's all that they need to do. Just keep building around this rookie, and he's going to be a great, great player and a Super Bowl winning player at one point in his career. Now, moving off the Broncos, it is a Nuggets game day. Tonight, the Nuggets are back after taking a quick 4-day break. They're going to be taking on the LA Clippers tonight. Now, the Clippers have bested the Nuggets twice already this season, winning 109-104 on October 26th and 126-122 earlier this month on December 1st. Now, Jokic will need to be leaned on once again. Right now, he is averaging 32.3 points per game, 13.6 rebounds per game, and 10.2 assists per game. If you don't have enough evidence that he's a triple-double king, look at his stats. He's averaging a triple-double. He's averaging a triple-double. This guy's incredible. Now, Christian Braun, Jamal Murray, and Aaron Gordon are all listed as game-time decisions tonight. But if the Nuggets can win, they would tie the Clippers for that 6th spot in the playoffs. Now, the Nuggets are coming into this game as 6-point favorites, and they tip off at 7 p.m. tonight. But this is not going to be an easy game. Every time the Nuggets have come to play the Clippers, it's been a different story than what you'd expect. The Nuggets should be beating teams that are good, that are going to go to the playoffs. The Clippers are most likely going to be in the playoffs at the end of the season. The Nuggets need to win games like these in the regular season to prove that they can win games like this in the playoffs. These are games that the Nuggets have no problem with in the past, and they shouldn't be having problems with them now. And a lot of the problems are coming with Jamal Murray and MPJ's production. They're not there. Those production levels are not at the spot that they should be for how much they're being paid. It's unfortunate how it is, but right now, the main problems with the Nuggets are those two players, and they need to turn it up. And I said it yesterday, I would so much rather win a championship or at least get to the finals than have Nikola Jokic be the MVP. If MPJ and Jamal Murray can take away half of Nikola Jokic's stats, I would be thrilled by that. If I'm sure Nikola Jokic would say it himself, if he was only averaging 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists, but they win a championship, he would be much happier than having to put the team on his back and carry them to 12-10. Because that's not where they should be. They're not a 12-10 team. Averaging 32, 13, and 10 is not a 12-10 player. That's not what you do when you're paid this much. You need to go out and win games like this to prove you can win in the playoffs. That's exactly tonight's game. I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's going to be a turnaround. You're going to see something, this 4-day break. They were talking. They needed to get something locked in. And this is where you can see moments like this happen in a season where they just turn it up. They just turn it up, and it's days like this that they come in against teams that are good, but they're projected to win, and they're going to come out and blow it up. Even as they did a couple days ago against the Hawks, they lost to the worst team in the league, the Wizards, and then came back, won 141-111 against the Hawks. They're going to turn it around. I've got faith in the Nuggets. I really do. That championship window is still wide open, and they can win games like this. I know they can. I'm hoping they win tonight, and I will definitely be talking about it on Monday because I really want to see this team turn it around. Now, the Avalanche lost to the Utah Hockey Club last night 4-1, and the good times can't last forever. You know, Utah ended Colorado's mini 3-game winning streak last night, and, you know, we've seen Scott Wedgwood play at a high level for the Avs, but yesterday was not one of those games, and that's okay. Games like that happen. I'm gonna give him some leeway here. Wedgwood allowed 3 goals on 22 shots, recording a .864 save percentage. Now, what's crazy about that is that number is only 0.008 less than Annanen's season average. So you tell me that that's not a good trade. I know I came in when that trade happened and was like, I don't like the trade that much, but Wedgwood's playing at a high level, and I'm going to let games like this slide because still playing at a high level. The Avs are still winning games. They're on a roll. That 3-game winning streak had to end sometime. They lost to the Utah Hockey Club, and they're back tomorrow. They're back up playing again tomorrow, and that's going to be another game where they're going to need to go out there, and they will win that one. I think they'll win that one. They are playing the Predators tomorrow, and I'll get into that in just a second. But Nathan McKinnon was the only player to get a goal on the back of Mikko Rantanen and Devontae's assist. And as I was saying about the Avs playing tomorrow, they're playing the Predators. And the question there is, will they go up against the familiar foe in Justus Annunen? That would be a game that I would want to see. How does Annunen perform against his own team? Probably won't be well. Scott Wedgwood has been playing at a high level. And about that trade, it really turned out in the Avs' favor. It really did. I was not high on it when it happened, giving up a young player to get somebody like Scott Wedgwood. But when you're in a championship window, that's what you need to do. And Wedgwood has come in and he's saving shots and he is winning games. That's exactly what you need from a player like that. And he's doing very well. So that trade, I've completely flipped my perspective on that Annunen did not need to stay here. He had to go, and Wedgwood has come in and played games. I'm very excited to see how Mackenzie Blackwood plays. That's gonna be awesome. Those two goalies are gonna be goalies that bring us to the Stanley Cup, and I will sign that right here, and I will bring that back up if if the Avalanche do not go to the Stanley Cup this year. I will bring that back up, and I will say I was wrong. Now, moving on, Travis Hunter is just sweeping awards left and right. The college football AP awards were yesterday, and Hunter got all the glory. Hunter was named the AP Player of the Year. Now, the thing with that is that the last 8 players to win this award have gone on to win the Heisman. So if it's not already for sure that he's going to win the Heisman, there's another stamp on that. And if you need some more proof that he's going to win that, he wasn't finished there. He went on to win the Walter Camp Player of the Year, the Chuck Bednarik Defensive Player of the Year, and the I've had trouble pronouncing this all day. Bielentnikoff Award for wide receivers. Hard to say. Defensive Player of the Year and Best Wide Receiver. Are you kidding me? Yeah, he did that. Defensive Player of the Year and Wide Receiver of the Year. Just incredible performance from this two-way player. Now, Hunter finished his season with 92 catches for 1,152 yards and 14 touchdowns, and he added to that with a rushing touchdown, 4 interceptions, a forced fumble, and 11 pass breakups. Just incredible stats from the kid. Two-way player of my life. I've never seen a player play at this high level on both sides of the field. It's just incredible to watch. Now, the Heisman ceremony is tomorrow at 6 p.m., and it's all but certain that Hunter will leave New York with some more hardware. Now, that's going to do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I do want to read some of your comments. Let's go Broncos. Let's go Broncos. They're going to win this week. So certain about that. Let's see. Family fair in my household between the Colts and the Broncos as my brother James versus my NFL team and the Denver Broncos. Well, I'm on your side there because the Broncos are going to win. Sorry, Colts. This is not your year. This is not your season. This is going to be a great win for the Broncos. I'll stamp my name on that. Let's see. I really like the signing. Not surprised by it, but surprised by the timing. On Garett Bolles, I assume. A little bit surprising on the timing. Yeah, he did deserve that, though. So I'm very happy with that signing overall. It's a great addition to the team, and not addition, I mean extension. Just great there to get that player in, keep him around Bo Nix, because now Bo Nix is getting comfortable with his line, and that's the most important thing you got to do. You got to get your rookie quarterback comfortable with the people around him, and not only the people around him as his wide receivers, but the people physically surrounding him when that line starts to break down. But that's going to do it for your Denver Sports Daily. We'll be back with you guys on Monday, hopefully recapping a Broncos win. That would be amazing if they can. And I will see you all then. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye.